Okay, here we are. We're back again. Start of
We're
the
back.
second season. It's what the fans wanted.
Indeed.
Little bit of a break, but we've hopefully now we'll do a couple in a row and yeah, get this ball rolling again. What have you been up to?
Well, we've both been busy working on our tans, obviously.
Well, I look phenomenal, to be honest.
Well, yeah, you had quite a nice haircut, actually. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Do you want
You're
me to
welcome.
say the same for you?
No, I haven't had a haircut and I haven't done my hair this morning, so let's not bring it up.
All right, your eyebrows are looking phenomenal.
Oh no, I have had them coloured because they were blonde as hell. And I hate blonde eyebrows, so I've gone dark.
When you say blonde, do you mean grey?
No, I don't have a grey, not like you.
Oh, don't be like that now. Don't bite. It's too early in the morning for that.
I don't have one grey hair, thank you very much.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
amazing for my age.
Yeah, I think the reason I do is because my hair is such a pure black. It can't possibly say that color.
Reason you do is that you're not aging as well as I am. That's the only reason.
I'm a vintage. I'm a fine vintage, Dave. So what have
Come
you
on,
been up
little
to then?
thing.
How's the dog? 40. How's 40 doing?
Oh my God, she's the best puppy I've ever had. I love her so much.
How old is she
She's
now?
seven, nearly 8 months.
Okay,
She's
so she's
just,
starting to do bits now.
yeah, she can do that. She's doing lots of mat work at the moment, just trying to get that because I think she's going to be a bit crazy for a running dog walk. So I'm trying to make sure the mat work's in place.
Yeah.
She's just crazy. I love her. She's much more. Susan's a cool dog, but she's nervous and she drives me wild. This
Yeah.
thing don't give a shit about anything. She's just crazy. She's mental. She wants to go fast everywhere. I'm sure she's going to do wings and tunnels, obviously,
Yeah.
but she just really likes doing it and wants to do everything fast and doesn't care when she goes wrong. And it's just
Yeah,
more my style of the dog. She's really awesome.
it's such a relief after having a dog where you have to kind of manage every situation and that you can just kind of,
You know,
yeah,
we got
it
similar
feels
ones.
so good after it. What else have you
Mm.
been up to? Have you been competing or anything?
Hardly at all, actually. I missed entering Vine, which was stupid of me. So I literally got to the night before and I was like, I was talking to friends about going. I was like, I haven't had an email. I better check. And no entries. So I missed that champ. So I've only done like one champ all year. And obviously went to Iconix, which
Yeah.
was amazing. Best show of the year. Love it. Apart from that, no, nothing. So we've got now competitions have started like pretty much every weekend now.
Yeah, so we got Nottingham this weekend, didn't it?
Nottingham, got some cool judges at Nottingham. That should be fun. I like Nottingham show. Then Thames got party shows coming up. Hinkley, loads of shows. It's going to be good fun.
I don't usually do Nottingham because it's the weekend after the WAOs, but I entered it
Oh,
this year, so I'm looking forward to it. Everyone says it's
yeah,
a
it's
good
a
show.
they have nice size rings and good judges and nice ground. I really like it there.
Who's doing champ this year?
I think for large, I can't remember. I literally looked yesterday. It's someone
You
fun.
are getting old.
It's someone fun. I can't remember. It's fun. All three of the judges were pretty fun, to be honest. Hannah Grantham's doing a medium. I can't remember, but they're good people. Oh, Natalie Webb. Natalie Webb. That's
Oh,
what it
that's
is.
cool. That'll be a good one.
Yeah,
Then. Yeah, I like
good
Nats
fun.
courses.
Yeah.
So, as you actually mentioned it, today's pod is all about Iconix because I think for both of us, it's one of our favorite shows of the year, isn't it?
In England by miles. Miles.
There's a couple I like. I do enjoy CSJ as well, but I like Iconix. Yeah, it's definitely one. It's one of the top two for me with regards to the British shows we do.
Yeah, I don't do the CSJ one, so I'm sure it was good.
It's very similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's good for the same kind of reasons. But let's talk about Iconix because I loved that. Absolutely loved it. I would guess that a lot of people would know what it is who listen to this podcast, but equally, Dave, we're world famous now. So why don't you explain to some people who may not know, kind of give a brief overview of what Iconix is and why it's a little bit different?
It's different. Just well, Neil Ellis obviously started it up. It's very similar to what I was trying to do when I did QME all those years ago. I just don't think UK was ready for it back then. So it's larger rings because our rings are generally square in the UK. So he's gone more oblong. Is that the right one?
Rectangular.
Yeah, rectangular. So longer. It's still got to be 32 wide, so they've got to be quite big, but they're longer, so you can get more running up and down, more like
Yeah,
Europeans do. So we have longer rings. He gets over quite a few European judges from Europe, so really cool, famous judges, which set amazing courses. He also tries to get all the best judges in the UK that he knows set more of that style course. There's music playing. I think part of the reason it makes the show is so good is that the venue is amazing. It really makes the show, I think. The venue is so good. It's got sand arenas, it's got some grass arenas, it's got a grandstand in the middle, so you
yeah,
can drink and you can watch, and you can watch from the top. It's just a really cool show. And obviously finals and lots of cool prizes.
yeah.
It's basically it is what I was doing at QME. He's got a much better venue and it's a few years on now, so he's getting more judges over, and it's just much more European-y style, which was what we're always trying to aim for. Best thing about it is the course designs. They're
Yeah.
just so much more fun, aren't they?
I agree, and like I said, I do think that something that perhaps isn't acknowledged always when talked about Iconics is the actual venue. I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfect for it, isn't it? You've got, like
Oh,
you
it's
say,
amazing.
you've got like the grandstand in the middle, and then the grass fields on one side, the sand fields the other side, and it's literally, if you could design something, I don't think you'd design anything
No,
different because it's
it
just
is a
perfectly
perfect
in the middle,
venue.
gives you a
Hmm.
brilliant vantage point to both sides. And
Yeah,
there's food and drink at that point as well.
exact food. It's an important bit.
It
There's
is.
lots of food. Yeah, it couldn't be a better venue for it. He really did he landed on his feet finding that. Just because I think the grandstand makes it being able to just watch either side in comfort and shelter. It's just a cool show. I love it. It's just you always know the courses are good. Even the bad courses are going to be brilliant courses.
Yeah, I
There are
laugh because
bad
like
courses.
we were doing I was walking courses at the last Iconics, and I was walking a course and it was outside on the grass and it was wet. Now, because it wasn't like dangerous by any
No,
means. It wasn't dangerous at all. It was just a bit wet. And because I had the WAOs coming up, I was kind of a bit cautious about what I would do or what I wouldn't
yeah.
because I just didn't really want to risk
Oh,
it.
definitely. I'm the same. Yeah, of course.
And I was walking these courses and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I like
Mm.
it enough to risk it. And some of the courses were brilliant, but it's just like,
Yeah,
because of the fact that all of the courses were brilliant and
I
like, I
know.
didn't want to risk it. I like caught myself and I was thinking, my God, if I had any of these courses at any show, I would be over the moon. They were like, they were so good.
Yeah,
And it's like I said,
it's so
I
fun.
don't know how much well, I do know how much input Neil has on them because I've judged there before as well, and he's very helpful if you ask for his input. He is really helpful, but I mean, in general, I don't think there wasn't a single course that I thought was even good. They were all above good, and that
I
is
know.
just a
They
dream come
just
true, isn't it, for us at a
And
weekend at a
oh,
show?
for us, I just love it. It's just exactly what we want all the time. I very rarely do all my runs at shows. Probably never, but at Iconics, I just want to run every single one. And the great thing is, if it is raining, you've got the sand, and so
Yeah,
you don't have to risk the wet courses on the grass because I'm really funny about running my dogs on the rain on the wet grass. But you can always got the sand. So there's always some courses you can do. And people go, oh no, it's not for me. It's not. It's too much. Going to be too much running and too much spread out courses, etc. And I know people that have gone that are worried about that. And then they said, well, even though the courses were really big and spread out, I still absolutely loved it way more than UK shows
yeah.
because
I
the
think
dogs actually get to run and you can use your independence and send them on. And
it's so good for young
yeah,
dogs as well, isn't it? Because it
yeah, oh,
gives them
wow,
that
yeah,
confidence to actually open up and extend, and the lines that make sense. It brings them on so much.
definitely.
I used to feel all the time with Cop that every time I went to do an Iconics,
Hmm.
he'd come back just way more confident because he
Yeah,
didn't have to continuously collect.
yeah. The only thing I'd say is maybe some of the European judges don't understand our lower levels, maybe make them a little bit more complex for some people than what we would normally see. So I think we'd probably be okay because our young dogs train to probably slightly higher levels in. We do more skills young, but people that don't do that, they probably find them quite hard. But I think that on the whole, they're still so much more fun because they're open and
Yeah.
flowy. They just got a bit more skills, like a bit more obstacle discrimination or harder weave entry than what we would generally see in our lower grades. That's the
I,
only
I,
thing I'd say.
I definitely, I know where you're coming from, but I also think that maybe there's a lesson in there that sometimes
Yeah.
people bring their dogs out too soon.
Yeah, already,
And
definitely.
if they haven't got kind of like, because like I was in the lower grade classes with Duck, the past Iconic show, and I loved them. They
Yeah,
were
but you've trained all those skills.
they were so good
Absolutely.
though. But
It's
that's
just
what I
so
mean.
much
Is
fun.
like
Yeah.
I personally think that like you can do more harm than good if you bring a dog out too soon and
Yeah.
the courses are overfacing them because like they just get
Definitely.
confused, don't they?
Yeah, of
So I
course.
mean, yeah, they were skills in them that I think perhaps you wouldn't have seen normally in a grade 3 course. But
Oh, they're
equally, I
still, I
don't
would
think they
put
were
them in there.
outrageous. Do you know what I mean? They
No,
were,
no, not at all. The lines were very natural for the dogs and stuff. It's
yes.
just like I was saying, it's like, no, Dan ran just one of his second shows, and he found a couple of courses hard because he hasn't put that obstacle discrimination in yet, because we generally don't need it, do we, for our
Yeah,
lower
oh,
grade courses? So
totally.
he
And
just
like
hasn't
what
got
I'm
round to
saying is
doing
as
it.
well is it's not that it's a bad thing to run a young dog.
No, not at
Obviously, I
all.
don't mean it like that. And I know Dan will have gone in with it the right idea, but like you don't go there to be perfect. You go there
No.
to for the challenge
Yeah.
and to like get that confidence and letting the dogs open up and those kind of things. And I think if you go there with that mindset of, yeah, I might not be perfect every course, but I'm gonna like really enjoy running them and just attack them and have
Well,
fun.
that's the
And then,
thing.
make a homework list. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I come out of a course in UK just like meh. But
Yeah.
I come out of a course at Iconix where I've been E'd, and I'm like that. Woo, that was amazing,
Yeah. So much
because
more
it's
fun,
just
isn't it?
so much more fun. Even if you get E'd, you enjoyed it and you had fun around it. And I just don't know why judges in the UK aren't looking at what these judges in Europe are setting and just trying to emulate it a little bit. I know it's harder in the square ring. I know it is, but just trying to look at the best judges in the world. That's what, if I was someone who doesn't compete at high level and was judging in the UK, I would still want my courses to look like some of the best courses in the world, some of the people that are doing the best courses in the world. And I would educate myself, and I would go and look at these judges that are doing these courses, and I would go, oh, I want it to look a bit like this. So I would get ideas from that. And I think you judges in the UK, I don't know if they just think that they know it all already, or
I don't
they
know. I
don't
think
want the
part of it
courses
as
to look
well
like
is that
that.
they don't realize that that's like, for me and you, I know I'm talking for you in this sense, but me and you, that's kind of what we're wanting to run and that's what we're kind of wanting to emulate. But maybe part of it is some people who are judging don't know, but they
Don't
don't
get it.
want to run those courses, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. Or even if they do, that they don't know where they should be looking.
There's
And I
people
think one of the things that I've actually seen Neil doing recently is he's got like that. He put that offer of people
Oh yeah,
shadowing him on his
mentoring.
judging
Yeah,
appointments.
shadowing, mentoring. Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. So
Yeah,
people can see how he designs and what, because he does think, the best judges in the world, and I'm definitely not one of them. They really put a lot of time into designing these courses and thinking about it. And I can design a course pretty quick because I do it pretty much every day for my job. But I don't put the time and effort into it like the real top world class, what I call world class judges do. And I do put a lot into it, of course, but they really go into tons of detail. But I think I just want a nice, fun, flowy course for the dogs I'm judging. I wouldn't call myself a world class judge in that respect.
but that's not
But
that's not where your priority lies, though, is it?
no,
I mean, I'm
exactly.
sure that if
Partly
you
because I
like,
don't know
I'll say
all
for
the
you,
rules.
I like your courses. They're fun to run. They always are, and for me, that's like literally the main thing. They're always
Yeah,
safe. They're
of
always
course.
fun to run. So, I mean,
They're
I could
safe and they're
see.
fun. But they put in more effort in, and they know the rules better than I do too. I always have to have a little
Yeah, no,
checkup
I'm
just to check them on.
100% the same. I'm always checking the seesaw rules and that kind of thing whenever I have to
And
go and judge.
but when I train people here, and we obviously train over those style courses, even if people aren't what I call top level, are still much. They always say, "Oh, these courses are just so much more fun than what we run at our normal training." And they, even though they're not like the fastest sprinters in the world or wanting to go to world champs, they still have so much more fun over the courses. And we always say, "Oh, now we've got to go back to a normal UK show after coming training with you." So they're not enjoying the courses. Even the people that are grassroots people, they're not enjoying the courses they're running. Most of them, they want these fast, open, fun courses because they can see how much more fun their dogs have. I just don't get why the judges don't want to make that happen.
That's what I was going to say, actually, is like you go on a training day and you don't go there and expect to have something that you can do straight away because that's not really much training then, is it?
Of course.
So, like, if they could just, for the people who are kind of hesitant about going, if they could just kind of get over themselves in the sense of going there to do well and just
Yeah.
approach it with the same attitude as they do a training day, they're
Let's
going
have
to
some
enjoy
fun.
it, aren't they? Because like you say, people go to a training day, they're up for the challenge, they want to see what they can do, and then anything you achieve is a bonus, isn't it?
Exactly. Just go and have some fun.
So the last Iconics that we had was a few weeks ago now. Was it like 3 weeks?
Yeah. 2, 3 weeks. Something like that.
Let's talk about the judges that we had. There were some really cool judges. Firstly, let's talk about the international judges because obviously we're not fortunate enough to see them all the time. So we had
Yeah.
Alejandro. Is that saying
Oh,
it
little
right?
Alejandro. We love Alejandro. And he's also smaller than me. So I really, really love him. He's like my little tiny brother.
I saw him out of the WAOs and he was running. His legs were like, God, he was scuttling along
Did
there,
you
I
see
tell
him? I'm surprised I didn't trip over him, to be honest.
you. He did really well over there. But yeah, I love his courses. They're
Oh
always
yeah,
really fun to run.
he messages me a lot because he's quite an inexperienced judge and he's obviously trying to gain more experience. And I'm like, your courses are so cool.
Yeah.
Considering you are an inexperienced judge, he sets really fun courses. I really like his courses a lot.
Yeah, they were perhaps more on the challenging side for the lower
Mhm.
grades, but
Yeah,
from
definitely.
my point of view, they always made sense.
Yeah,
And they, like I said, I just really enjoyed running him. He's one of my favorite judges, just from a
yeah, mine
course.
too.
So when I talk about judges, I don't actually look at like how good they are at decision making and stuff, because for
Uh,
me, it's inconsequential. I mean, I'm sure
yeah.
I'd feel different if it was a champ round and they're marking my seesaw and they mark it and they what do you know what I mean? But like when I go to Iconics, I'm just looking at the course design really.
Oh, I think that's what a judge's main job is course design. I think everything else is just black and white, really, and maybe a little bit of a question mark on some refusals. But did they get contact? Did they have pole down? That's I don't the judge's actual judging, anyone can do that from the side of the ring, really. I feel like they're obviously we need them in the ring to see closer, but I feel like their main job is the course design. Really
I'd
do.
say it's a big proportion of their job, but equally, got to play it on the other side a little bit. We do need them to know the rules, and
Well,
ideally,
yeah,
if
the
they
rules
can
are
be
quite useful, I
consistent,
suppose.
if they can
But
be
yeah, and
consistent, I think that's the main thing. Is like whatever they make a call on, then they've got to kind of make the same call for everyone.
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the thing. If they don't mark a refusal and then go and then mark it for the next dog, that's inconsistent. So that's what I do. I tend to, if I don't mark it, think, oh, I probably should have marked it. I then won't mark it for every dog that does exactly the same behavior
Yeah, I
because
agree.
then it's not fair.
And like again, if we're talking about judges, I think what's really important is the understanding that from outside now looking in, these are people, so there are going to be things that they may not get correct
Oh,
regarding
of
a foot
course.
contact. But
Yeah.
it's the understanding that, like, one day something might go in your favor and the next day it might not. And don't get me wrong, when it doesn't, I'm not happy either. But we're all human and no
Of
one's
course.
perfect. Um, and I think that's what stops a lot of people getting into judging as well, is the concern over making sure they get everything right. When I think,
Yeah, and of
as long as
course.
you really are trying your best, then nothing much can be said, isn't it?
And people forget how much emotions going involved with the handler as well. Like I came out of one of my cross run, I got marked on seesaw, and I came out going, well, I fucking got that seesaw, getting all. You're not like loud enough that the judge would hear anything. We're just bitching to my friends, and then I was like, let me see the video, and then I was like, oh yeah, I did miss it.
Yeah, when you're
Well,
in there, I remember that as well,
like,
and I remember when it happened, and I thought it was a close call.
I knew it was close, but I
Yeah.
did think she judged you rammed her feet down. But you can't when you're running, you can't see properly. Like
Well,
you
no,
always think you've got the
you're
contact,
you're
or think,
concentrating on the run, aren't you? You're not concentrating on like
exactly.
the calls.
So,
That's down to
and
the
people and
judge.
judges don't get that. Like, I just kind of think, oh, they're just emotional right now. They'll probably calm down later. Like, I don't mind that people can't bitching if I've marked something because, and maybe I was wrong as a judge. You don't 100% know. That's why I like video feedback. And as soon as I watched on video, I was like, you know what? Even if I had missed it, I'd just been like, oh, fuck. I nothing, can't do anything. I'd just been like, even if I had got it, sorry, I'd have been like, oh, well, but I'd have calmed down. But it's when you first come out, of course, you're going to bitch and moan because you're so desperate for it to go well and you're so emotional. And I'm not angry with the dog. I was just annoyed at the situation. The dog still
Yeah.
gets rewarded. But yeah, and then as soon as I saw that I missed it, I was like, oh yeah, whoopsie, sorry
Does
for
happen,
bitching.
doesn't it? It's the
Yeah, of course.
adrenaline from the run as well,
But
isn't it?
judges have got, my point was, judges have got to remember how much emotion is in going on inside that human, inside the person that's running. Because right now you're going to finish your run emotional. Of course you are. And they just need to
So
go, oh, well, they'll chill out later.
one of the other judges then, Ivan. I love Ivan's courses.
Oh, he is my favorite. I love Ivan. He's just because his courses are so big and fast, and I really that's my style of course.
Yeah,
Um,
I the same as well. I really
yeah,
enjoy his courses.
he really enjoys courses. He's a very cool judge. I like the fact that, and all of them are like this. If you go right, even if you get Eid, they like you do something good, they give you a little clap, and I try and do that when I'm judging too, because I'm like, oh, that was good, that was a nice, even if you messed up somewhere else, you've still done that part of the course that I set as a challenge really, really well, and I'm very impressed with it. I think he really gets involved with the people he's judging, and I think he's a very cool course designer.
Yeah, I think his courses are clever as well.
Very.
The first time I run his courses were a CSJ, and I just remember thinking that's
Me
like
too.
as like a, oh, of course, yeah, as a group of courses, that's the best group I'd ever run. They
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
all different, but all equally challenging, equally fun. And like you said, it's down to personal preference, but they were my type of courses as well. I love
Mine
them.
too, definitely. Everyone's got to have their style. And there were some other courses there at the CSJ that year that I didn't like so much, but other people probably loved them.
Yeah.
So it's just knowing, everyone's got their style they love. I still enjoyed the courses, but just his one my definitely my favorite. And I was so excited when as soon as it was after CSJ, I messaged Neil and I was like, get Ivan over to judge at Iconix. And he messaged him pretty much straight away and then sorted it all out. So you can all thank me for Ivan's Iconix.
Sari then, Sari's courses.
They were fun actually. They were really fast too. First time I'd really seen much of her courses. So I think she's judging. Is it World Champs or EO next year? So
Yeah, next
2024.
next year. I
Um,
only managed to I say only managed, I was only down for one of her courses,
I
but
think I needed
probably
one as well.
it was my favorite one of the weekend. The jumping
Was
course I ran.
on the grass.
Yes.
Yeah, all the lots of slices,
Yeah,
slices.
yeah.
Yeah. I think Susie won that one. That was a really fun, one-way clear, good clears. She was really fun actually. Very slicey for dogs that don't like slices, maybe not so great, but dogs that like slices, really good fun course.
I was going to say that fell right into my wheelhouse for Cop.
Yeah,
It wasn't much
definitely with Cop.
collection
We
at
loved it.
all, and it was just
Like
lots of fast lines. I
lots
loved
of
it.
fast running. I don't think we had one wrap actually. I think it was all just random.
I wish I could bring that rule in, no collection.
Yeah, no. Susan's not as best at collection these days. She likes running fast. So I agree.
Yeah.
No collection.
So
No,
I
it was
didn't run many
yeah.
other of her courses, so I can't
No, I
comment, but
didn't
like
see.
they always looked fun.
Apparently she had quite good young dog courses as well. They weren't over facing them. They were really a perfect level actually. I think she was a very cool judge.
And then there was Alex, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. So Dave,
Belty, Bite. I always forget too.
is it
We just call it
Beitel or
Belty. I
Beetle?
think it's Vital or something.
Beitel.
Not a beetle. He's not a beetle.
It's the EI.
Alex
It's German. You never know.
is German. He's German. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but his courses are very technical,
Yes.
very trappy, really cool. He's judging world champs this year. Yes,
Yeah.
this year. He's yeah, they're cool courses. Obviously they're all cool, but very much more technical. There's a lot of stuff close together. Very trappy.
I was going to say
Um,
it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because like all the judges, I loved all their courses, but they have definitely all got their own style. And I agree with you. I only
definitely.
ran two of Alex's courses, and they were equally fun, good spacing, but there was
Yeah,
more in them. I think is the best
yeah,
way of putting it.
definitely. I messed up one of them. I went clear in another one. That one I went clear and was funny. Forces a bit of layering, which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed on that one. The other one I can't remember what I did. Oh, couldn't find a weave entry from the other side of the dog walk.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the
Stupid
team
dog.
run, that was, wasn't it? I messed that
Stupid
up as
dog.
well.
Oh, go weave. No, not going with that. Susan. Stupid. So, so then I took ages kind to scuttle all the way around the dog walk. I was like, oh god, it's so embarrassing. So yeah, that was a fun run. It was just yeah, difficult. Very difficult because he again forced the layering. He had to kind of do something where he had to be away from the dog. So it's cool because it's testing skills at distance, which is something I do a lot with my students. I just obviously need to do it a bit more myself.
Yeah. No, that was good though. And I think,
It's
you
good
know,
courses.
I think rather than talk about every one of the British judges, I think we can just say that, I mean, they all seem to kind of conform, if that's the word, to kind of the idea of what
Yeah.
Iconix was. And like I said, every course I walked, I enjoyed.
I ran a Nafty Web one, and obviously she's judging this weekend. That's why I'm excited about this weekend because that was
Yeah,
really good
yeah.
fun, open and fast. I can still say all the UK court judges, including me when I judge, is still you can still see the UK style. We've not quite all we got it as the same as the Europeans do because they do it week in week out and on those long courses. I think they're so much more used to judging it. Plus they judge people like really good at the layering and all the other things, and they're putting stuff in that we just don't see very often. But we're getting there because the UK courses, I would say this Iconics were the best the UK judges courses were the best we've had from so far all the Iconic shows. I think we're really definitely stepping up to the mark with the course designing, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I agree. But like, there's other things that make Iconics good as well. And I think, like you said, one of the things that you said is like obviously the prizes are cool, but it's the competitions within the competition. So
Yeah.
like the last one we had an emerging talent final. That was cool. It's really good for the young dogs to be able to
Did
kind
you
of
win that?
showcase. I did win that.
Oh, that's why you liked it.
That's why I liked it. But in all fairness as well, I think is something that has to be mentioned is the prizes that they give is so good.
Yeah, so good. So good. I won a tunnel there. But what did you win? Tunnel?
I won, yeah, a tunnel, but there was, like I
Yeah.
said, it was so much stuff, and I
Antinor.
didn't realize how much it was going to be. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that
Loads
they
of stuff.
should make more of the fact of how much you could win. It's so good.
I know. Like when I did my Kumi show, we got jumps and things. That prizes just make it so much more fun than just getting a trophy.
Yeah,
Like I know it's obviously not every show could afford all these things or get the sponsorship for it, but it's so much more fun when you can win. You really want to win then because there's something to win for. You like,
yeah,
yeah,
and
I really
I
want.
think they should make more of the fact of how
Yeah,
much they are putting into it because
yeah,
it puts something on the line and it makes it
yeah.
more, like you say, more of a
No,
challenge to get it, and
yeah, and
it
obviously that
definitely
wouldn't be
shouldn't
for
be
every
overlooked.
show. But I think, for finals like Olympia Cross, you get a bloody trophy. Like, great to get a trophy, but why not give us something fun? Like, people want to win. I'm sure KC could get sponsored by some cool companies and get some prizes donated 'cause people would love that at Cross. Just
Yeah,
don't know
for
why they
sure.
don't do stuff like that.
The other thing that's really good, like you said, we have kind of talked about this, but like the general atmosphere, I think everyone goes there with the same attitude, don't they? Of we're here to
Yeah,
have fun, run these big
yeah.
fast courses. There's no like negativity surrounding if it goes wrong, and like
No,
I just feel that
I
that
love it.
really carries over into everyone.
Yeah, he did the so he did the team final this time as well.
Yeah, really cool.
Iconics. That was so like basically like the EO final with everyone's in four corners and one dog runs, whistle blows, next dog goes. I love the team final I got up at EO's. It's always loved it. So I was super excited that he put that
Oh, you
in
got in that
Irish
with Boosty, didn't
Boosty.
you?
Yes, let's not talk about that. Go round, Boosty. When I didn't do it, I was just so excited that I got that first
I
blind
was going to
in.
say, do you want me to mention the actual run that you did to get
Yes,
there, though?
yes, please, because it was very
You
fast
were so
and I
fast.
ran with
We'll put a little clip on the end of it.
my legs looked really good in that run because they would go. I had my short shorts on, try and make my
Yes.
legs look longer
Team
because they're
short
so
shorts, come
tiny.
on, boys.
All your shorts are short shorts because your legs are so bloody long.
Well, I can't say legs up to the skies, isn't it? You know.
I know it's ridiculous. So yeah, I had to have little out tiny shorts. I almost hot pants actually to make my legs look long.
Like the
I was
atmosphere in the
sprinting.
days is really cool, but like in the nights as well, isn't it? You know, because it's based around like a kind of a pub essentially. So even
Yeah,
in the nights, the
so
atmosphere
fun.
is so good,
Oh,
and
it's
like
so good. And everyone enjoyed watching that team fun, I think. It was really good fun. So yeah, more finals I think are coming up. Iconics by Night. So I'm judging Iconics by Night in August, as well as some really cool judges. Who else we got? Who else did I say a minute ago?
well, I know Peter
Daniel.
Pupik's there, isn't he?
He's Peter Pubic is really cool course designer. He's a really nice guy. Daniel Waltz from Germany. His courses
Oh
look
yeah.
so much fun. I'm annoyed I'm judging actually because I want to run all his courses because his courses are brilliant online. I'm very excited to see what he puts up. Lots of fast lines and lots of discrimination and probably some layering. I'm excited about his courses. Um, Stephanie Semcat, who's judging EOs this year, her course is pretty technical. Some slightly more difficult angles, I'd say, on some, but again, they'll be cool. They'll be cool. Really good fun. I think they're the three um, European judges.
I'm
I
just
think
looking
for
at it
sure.
now, and I think yeah, I'll read the lineup of the judges for the next one. The next show is 26th to the 28th of August. So anyone who's thinking about getting there, get your ass there. There's some good judges lined up. We've got Daniel Waltz, Peter Pupic, and Stephanie Semcat as the international
Yeah,
judges. And then for the
great
British
lineup.
judges, we've got your man Dave, Ian Patz, Heidi
Good.
Vague, Helen Possel, Lee Gibson, Hilary Poole, Lisa Duggan, and Sappy Layfield. So some really
Yeah,
cool
some
judges.
cool. I hope they put Sappy with the young dogs because I've seen some of the young dog courses she set up and they're very cool. So she'll be great for some of the younger um dog for the lower grade courses. They were really good fun. Very much step for the right level, I felt when I seen hers.
Yeah,
Hillary sets good courses, Ian sets good courses. Yeah, I think it's a really cool lineup this year for
yeah.
Iconics by Night. So by night, if you don't know how that one works, is it starts at like 11 or 12 or so, 1. Can't remember what time it starts. Starts sort of midday-ish and then goes on till like 10 or 11 at night. So it goes in dark with floodlights. It's good fun. If you can stay up, I get tired. Come like 9 o'clock bedtime. But yeah, then good, really cool finals as well. Again, I think it's a very fun. It's a slightly different show, isn't it? Because it's by night. But it's still great fun, and I really enjoy it. But I think it gets less entries because people worry about it being too late. But it doesn't go on too late, like 10, 11.
No, it's
And you get
fine.
to sleep in, and then you get to morning off to just relax. I think it's a really good fun show.
Okay, it's coming to the end. So it's that time, the one that everyone is waiting for. And it's a big question today, Dave.
What is it?
The Agility Net question of the week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Agility Net question of the week. I know we've had a little break, so I wanted to make this one, a big question. So it's an Illuminet question. Do you know what an Illuminet is?
No.
It's the aluminum sheet you put over a car.
Yes.
Got it. So if you shut it in the car door to secure it in place, will it damage it?
Well, what a question. I mean, is that someone's written that on Agility Net?
Yes.
Oh, well, from personal experience, if you just shut it, in the door, in the top of the door, I'd say probably not. Maybe it creases it a little bit, a little crease. Maybe if you shut it right on the bit that, what's that called? The locking bit.
Yeah, the locking mechanism.
Maybe. I think I've done that a few times too, but twice I don't think the door then shuts properly. So it might damage it. But I mean, did it get a lot of comments?
I don't know. Let me check it. I just thought people needed
I would
to know the
say
answer to this question.
probably not.
50 comments, Dave. 50. 50.
50 people decided to comment on that. Okay. Well, from my personal experience of many years using these sheets, I would say it's fine.
Cool. So there you go, everyone. That is the answer. Right. So before we go now, I think a good time to kind of tell people we're starting up a Facebook group for the podcast. And the reason we're doing it is so that we can kind of get involved with everyone who's listening. And it'll help us.
All our fans.
All fans. Yeah, there's going to be 4 of us in there. My mum, your mum. But no, it's going to give us an idea of what people want us to chat about. And hopefully we can kind of get involved with everyone a bit more. So when this podcast goes out, make sure to have a look for the Facebook group. And we'll try and kind of grow a community in there so everyone can get involved.
We want as many people as possible so we get really, really, really super famous.
Yeah, for sure. Scrooge McDuck money, innit? That's what we want. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And as always, if you can kind of share and do all that kind of good stuff and pass it on to anyone who you think might be interested. But for us this week, that is the end. So Dave, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Nice to see you for series 2.
Yeah, see you later.